everyone's feeling well. Today is Tuesday, a little bit more of a relaxed morning compared to yesterday. But when things like yesterday happen, it creates lots of opportunities. But every day is different. That's why we get up every day and do our morning routine and get ready for whatever the market gives us. Take a look at the disclosure and we'll get to it. All right, guys, my name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's morning call. Hello to all of those trying out the Alpha team in the virtual trading floor. Here we are. It's a new day. At this point, SPYs aren't up that much. Before they were trying to bounce a little bit. So if you want to take a look here, the SPYs right now are off the morning highs. They're up $1.36 after pretty big down move. So everyone always says to me, Red Dog, what's next? What's next? I'm like, well, everyone's gonna have opinions. What's next? All you know is you have a huge hole in the chart, and depending on how much of this gap we fill, will give us clues on what's next. To me, I don't like to guess. All I know is that yesterday, thank goodness, they gave us a way to trade around the names that we were in. I had a lot less risk coming into yesterday because of the action on Friday. Thank goodness there were some clues not to be so long. SPYs gave you a red dog reversal sell, and it was extended into the high end of the range. The Qs made a lower high. The semis were weaker. All little things saying, hey, going into Fed week, why not have some risk down? No one knew what was going to happen on Monday, but you didn't have to know if you had risk down. And if you were short, some guys I know had their best day of the year yesterday. But anyway, so what now? So here we are at 682. This is 599.69. We're a little in the gap. The gap fills up to what? This low here is 606.77. I doubt we fill that. Sometimes tomorrow it'll be interesting to see what happens. On Fed day they like to press, either side of an area, and now you have, both sides here, right? You could get rid of this gap here in the chart. If this is the low, this is the high. We're above it. We're gonna open up and just fade. If we open up and can't hold this, then the market's that weak. Qs aren't even there. The gap starts at 518. The Qs, where are the Qs right now? The Qs just say, let's see, the Qs are 515.50, so they're not even there. So some guys like, hey, I'm just shorting this up open. You can, but just sometimes if you start a little early, you got to be careful because, they could push us into the gap into 518 before coming down, and then that's a lot of points in your face. Sometimes what I like to do is let it hit like 516, come off, you see some faulty action in tech, and then you short versus that point of reference, and then you have defined risk. I'd rather have defined risk than do things in no man's land and have the right idea but execute poorly. So anyway, 518 is that spot. Yesterday the IWM had a quick move but kind of came off. Today it's lower. See if it holds 25.21. IWM right now is doing what? It's down a nickel because the TLTs are actually down. That means rates are up. The IWM doesn't like that. Either does the XBI typically. Not doing much. Both of them tried to be a little bit better. They gave you quick moves, but if you went back to them, you got in a little bit of trouble. All right, what's Dan Ives saying, Todd? So this is the Alpha team. I don't have a lot of things going on. Let me guess, he's bullish. Dan Ives. DeepSeek is the Temu of AI, just like Temu was the Amazon model destroyer. A few years ago, Amazon's team adjusted, and now look where Temu and Amazon are both sitting. The latest shot across the bow from China will also play a role in TikTok's saga. All right. Anyway, it's fine for me for now. I just bought a little bit of. So if you look at the the Alpha team on how to read it, so I came in long IBIT. I trimmed some, and I didn't come in long Nvidia, so that's why I chose a buy at 756. It's not a big deal. I'm up 40 cents, 60. Actually bought 121.20. I didn't have it overnight. So anyway, everyone's discussing what they want to do today, their plans. Just make sure you write your plans down and wait for the market to confirm whichever one you're going with. So XBI and IWM not so great. XLE just pulled back. If you remember, we were talking about how 94 and change is a better sell than a buy, and it was. This is, it did go higher than most of the bears thought, and now maybe you could try and be long versus 89.73, I guess. XLF still the strongest sector. Wow. Looking at an all-time high pretty soon, I guess. I'm not very active there, but I do chart it for you guys. I still like Citigroup is the best bank. It held the 8-day. Not many groups are holding the 8-day. Citigroup did it yesterday. After a little topping tail there, JP Morgan holding higher, still holding above the 8-day, which is pretty impressive, going sideways after its post earnings move. So there's a lot of good stuff going on in the banks. I'm just not trading that for now. Have you seen the cycles of Microsoft and Amazon when they were left for dead? I did. I'm not leaving NVIDIA for dead. It's just in rebuild mode. Now we'll see. NVIDIA right now, okay, here's the chart, and let's go right to NVIDIA because that's what the focus is, right? It's got a big gap, right? Thank God. Hopefully you saw it, Todd, because I know you're an investor, not as much of a technician like we all are here. A lower high right there. Red dog reversal, sell, bearish engulfing, get the frick out of the way, and then that happened. Now the high from yesterday is 128.40. It's at 122. So the question is, what kind of tradable bounce are we going to get? For now, we'll see. It's a 122.16. It's off the, let's see, it's off the, the high and the low of the day. So this is what's happening now. Kind of broke its little lower symmetrical triangle, which is good. For those who follow me on the Alpha team, I bought some a little bit below 121. I think even what's his face, Chillo bought it a little bit lower, and then this was the morning high. So now everyone's just trading them for cash flow, and I did get a little long about $1 ago. Hey, so maybe I'll make you guys some egg sandwich money, even though I don't have egg sandwiches anymore. And this will be big resistance. Sometimes it gets into here and fills a portion of it and then comes back below, but we'll see. SMH, same thing. 245.08 is the gap. Where's the SMH now? Let's get rid of this. SMHs are up 260. Hold on. So the SMHs are not even near. Like this high here is what, 245? Not even near that gap. So as of right now, the SPYs are in the gap. SMHs aren't even near the gap, and either is NVIDIA. So maybe there's some room here for tactical cash flow. That's what pays the bills. What's my Gen Blood in the Street account move? Oh, I don't start until 5% down in Blood in the Street. It's not even a conversation today. But anyway, so that's NVIDIA. Avago also, I think stay with NVIDIA. Avago is so loose and wide. When it trades perfect, it's hard. And unfortunately, this stock really didn't give you that many clues like a NVIDIA did on Friday. So some people got caught, which happens in this job. Now I guess 218 is the high there. Where's Avago right now? AVGO. It's up 7, 209. So all of these have room to the gap. So are they going to make it there or not? I don't know. I'm going to feel it out a little bit. I don't think you need to look at any other semis, to be honest. Then let's go back to Mag 7. Amazon, really nice trade yesterday. I was sweating. I'll say it. I was in the sauna yesterday, sweating from the sauna, and I was also sweating from Amazon. It was down 13. I'm like, damn. It was really good on Friday. Gave you no reason to be out of it. Really, a little doji, that was it. When the market was a lot weaker on Friday. And then, thank goodness, we bought some in the hole and traded around it, and then wound up going green. And now we'll see, does it kind of digest above 230, and does it want to take out 236 before numbers? Maybe it does. Meta did it. If Meta could do it, why can't some other things do it? Meta, we did also really well yesterday too. I came in with a call spread. It was down 20. Bought back the short calls, went green. Sold some calls to be safe because they were like $22 in premium, and then I sold more options, and I didn't trade the stock because the stock kind of is tough to trade. But here's 663. Meta right now is above that at 666. So Meta's showing that a Mag 7 can do just fine. Amazon right now is off a little. It's off 55 cents. So if that goes green and holds and tries to get above 236.40, you will see my green Amazon light go on, trading it for momentum, even though momentum is really hard to find, but I'll do it. Netflix is tight, little wedge formation. Was lagged a little, then went green, and then rolled over, and then came back up. I'm not trading it, but it looks like, it's holding the pro earnings gap if you're long versus 950. Google's not special. Some guys say, hey, I'm going to want to be long versus 190.73. That's fine. Microsoft had a big move off the lows yesterday. A lot of debate about Microsoft. See if it fills this gap. I'm not going to be trading Microsoft, but I'll be watching it just for clues on the indices. Apple changed a little bit yesterday, first time of this year. Mentioned it yesterday. It was down 50 cents. A lot of guys were buying it. All of a sudden, it got 227 and boom to 232. If you long some, trim some. You know, if I was hoping it'd be down a little bit. It's only up 33 cents, so you didn't miss much. I did catch a little day trade towards the end of the day. I didn't take it, but anyway. So in super growth names, Reddit still go-to status. Some guys bought verse 170-ish and it went green. Still looks good. Something to keep at the top of the list. Dash is still doing great. It's at the top of the list. You know, I did buy some more yesterday, and some bought it better than I did, and it looks like it's going to take out this 184.26. You look at the weekly chart of Dash. I've said 225 is my target, and it's still true. And yesterday it reinforced it. Right? Look at this cup and handle pattern. It's not even back to where it was here in the 225, 250. So make sure to keep this on the top of the list. I think Palantir is fine, but it's a little bit more vulnerable, especially with all the AI talk. You know, it did hold 72-ish yesterday. Just don't be in a rush here. You know, a lot of guys actually lost money short this. I know guys that were shorting this thing right around 74 until finally it had the red dog reversal sell, and then you could have shorted it, but whatever. Anyway, you can't hear me? Can everyone hear me? Ashish, you can't hear me? Huh. Anyway. You're good. Big option says I'm good. All right. So I'm just like kind of going down the list, you know, of things. Some things definitely hurt yesterday. NBIS hurt me yesterday. Thank goodness I sold a little bit on Friday, not enough, and then I sold it at 32 instead of 24. Small win. You got to celebrate some small wins, right? Got to see what happens with these energy grid type stuff. You know, CCJ, thank God we got out of it here on this red dog reversal sell, so I wasn't in that craziness. If you only got out of some and had some, I hear you that you know, days like yesterday. Mama said there'd be days like this. Well, yesterday was one of them. All you can do is control what you can control. I don't know what, you know, this is very, very, very broken. What's it doing this morning? I bet you it's up a little bit. Not trying to bounce back, you would think. It's up 99 cents. I just avoid that. All right, so here we are. It's 8:25. There's gonna be a lot of banter about, you know, DeepSeek. What does it mean? What is, you know, are techs going to be revalued? Are the Mag 7 names over? Is RSP, the equal weight, going to be the sector to stay with versus the SPYs? Is the IWM finally going to act better with the XBI? Well, you need rates to cooperate. Does a less of a spend in AI bring in inflation, which could help the Fed lower rates? Maybe. So maybe just the semis go a little bit in the penalty box for a while, and which you already kind of saw because you saw Mag 7 do just fine. You know, Meta, look at that's friggin' big time. And I do think Amazon's going to follow, right? Amazon's big problem is usually its margins, and if it doesn't have to spend on the grid as much or on AI as much and could do a lot of that, hey, you know, maybe it goes. But, you know, I'm just talking my book a little bit. Lilly, I haven't looked at Lilly in so long, you know. Everyone's talking about Lilly today. Lilly just had a nice little move. What's Lilly doing this morning? Down 222. From Lilly gap down here, that kind of got me out of the Lilly picture. My friend still owns a lot of Lilly stock. His daughter is still named Lilly. I tried to get him to sell it, but he never did. Didn't want to pay taxes. RFK, water's nice. RFK. Oh, yeah. Some guys like Why Am I in Goose? Guys were just talking about at the end of the day. Had a little bit of a candle, nothing great. See if it does something. You look at the weekly chart, it's been crushed and it's been pretty cold out, so, but maybe there's something there. It's not a big deal. Crypto is still doing just fine. I got stopped out yesterday, and guess what? Red Dog revisited. I'm allowed to get stopped out and come back to it. That's what being a trader is. You know, you lose a point of reference and you get another. I lost a point of reference midday, and then it gave me a new one, and I went home with it, and, you know, what's IBIT doing? It's up 86 cents. I trimmed some. Above 58.20, it fills this gap. This gap is what, 59.56? It's holding in okay for a risk asset. So, you know, I'm going to try and stay with it a little bit longer and see how it goes. You know, I'm not a full-fledged trading crypto guy, but I've been trading Bitcoin pretty damn well considering I put it on the radar at the turkey trot, and we were along a lot of different things from there on out. Anyway, with that being said, trim and trail. Tomorrow's Fed day. There's gonna be a lot of back and forth, lots of types of, you know, tactical moves. Spies again. Let's just be, very clear cut here. Let's just be very cocktail napkin technician. Do we hold 599.69 and fill a big portion of this gap, or do we open up and trade lower? We'll see. Spies are up $1.92, got a little bit better. Amazon's only down 42 cents. NVIDIA, hey, I'm up $1.40. Hopefully, if you're new to the VTF and you're just following me, that was my only new trade that I did early this morning. All right, guys, good luck. It's 8:28. I'm going to finish up here. I'll be back on in a little bit. I have Benzinga. Actually, tune into Benzinga. I have Benzinga today. Anyway, Benzinga. I forgot about that. 8:35. All right, guys.